Hi, this is Lynn with Artico Plunge Liners. We were going to do a quick installation video. We've had a couple of requests for them, so thought we'd go ahead and do that. This is the Frigidaire 14.8 cubic foot. This is the main liner that we've been selling. Next month, we'll offer the Insignia 14.0 cubic foot. So we're excited about that. So we'll go ahead and get started here with the installation. Again, we got our Frigidaire 14.8. We've already sealed the seams with the waterproof silicone sealant, just in case the liner were to fail, you wouldn't have any problems. We've got our liner already out of the box. We've unpackaged it. Keep in mind the acrylic edges can be brittle, so you want to be careful how you take it out of the packaging. It's packed in there pretty good. This is the installation kit. It's got a quick setup guide. Sometimes kind of hard to follow, I guess, but we'll go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing, we bring the liner out of the box. We already did that. Just lay it flat, be gentle with the acrylics. The next thing we want to do is prep the freezer, which we've already done with the silicone sealant. We've cleaned the freezer, we've dried it, and that's pretty much all you have to do. We did put some sealant in the drain plug just in case there were a failure there. So the first thing we're going to do is place the top seal on it. That's this package right here. So there'll be two, one with the installation guide, and it has some parts in it as well. I'm going to go ahead and follow along with it so that I don't get things out of order. So we want to get our adhesive cleaner. This is, there'll be 2 or 3 packs in your installation kit. With this, it's an accelerator that helps the seals stick better and seal quicker. I've never seen them really come off. I've had them on for close to a year and never had any problem, but we just don't want to leave it to caution. So we go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, now we'll get our sealer out. So it should be 4 strips, be 2 long ones, one for the front, one for the back, and then the 2 sides. And the edges of them will be at an angle so that they fit together onto the freezer, right? So just kind of test it out first and make sure that it's going to line up on the ends. If it seems a little bit short, just stretch it out a little bit. This is, rubber material, so if it gets cold or hot, it'll expand or release. So you may just need to stretch it out a little bit if it seems like it's too short, because you do want it to come all the way across this lip so you can match it up here. What this piece will do, once it's installed, it creates the seal between your freezer and your door so you don't lose any refrigeration. We'll adjust the back and I'll walk you through that. But that's the first thing we want to do is put these on. Alright, so we're putting our seal on. We just want to make sure that we've got enough room on the edges, so we'll start it on this edge. You just want it to overlap those edges so that you can meet it with the other one. It doesn't have to be perfect, but a lot of people like perfection. So we just pop it on there. You'll just keep it as straight as you can with that edge. Or you can do it however you want, but that's the way I do it. So that's how you do the seal. So for time's sake, we'll just do the front seal on this. You would do the same thing with both sides and the back. Just match those up, and then put them on, and then just test them, make sure they're not going to go anywhere. It'll take a little while for them to dry, so but once they do, they're there for a while. So that's the front seal. If we're following along on our quick set guide, next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and we'll put the place the liner in the freezer. Now, don't take any adhesive strips or anything off yet off of the liner, because we want to make sure that it fits right before we do anything. So again, these are acrylic edges, so you just want to be careful and not put any extra stress on those. Always use 2 hands. So you want to line this up with your step. My step's on this side, so we'll just drop the liner in just like this, as gentle as we can. And then just kind of work it in there. Just be gentle with it. And the front acrylic will fit on the outside of your door latch. So you just want to make note of that, because you still need to be able to latch your door. And then just press it in and make sure it fits okay. Now you just want to smooth it out the best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, because the water does most of the work. But you do want to make sure that it's in there nice and snug. That corners. And push that step. And you probably can't see that, but that's a real nice fit. And again, you're going to have the looseness until the water comes in. So that's that part. Now what you do, once you make sure that it's all snug and fit and that it's in the right freezer, you're happy with it, all that, then you want to go ahead and pull the adhesive strips off of the nano tape that's on the acrylics. And you want the liner up, so the clear part of the acrylic will be touching the freezer, and it's the one with the nano tape on it. So you just peel it off, and then you just work it in there gently all the way down. So we'll do this front strip. So as you can see, it just peels right off. I'm going to go ahead and peel the whole piece off, and then I'm just going to gently work it in. Nano tape is not permanent, but it's very sticky, so you don't want to have to move it. But if you need to move it, you definitely can. You just want to work it around that latch too, because we definitely don't want your latch to not work. And then press it in. Nice tight fit. And it's got the seals right here is just a protection for when water splashes up. It's not going to go inside your freezer. It's going to, that little bumper there is going to grab it. So I don't know if we can get a closer look at how that's going to look. Nice tight fit. And then we just do the exact same thing for time's sake. We just did the front one. You just want to do the same thing all the way around, working it in nice and gentle. The next part is probably the trickier part. I'm going to spin the freezer around so you can see with the acrylic inside the freezer, the seal is going to sit up a little higher. And if you don't adjust these hinges, then your door is always going to be kind of at an angle, and you're risking losing refrigeration out of there. So the next step, what we do, take this off, is we're going to pop these little brackets off. So, and they're real easy as long as you know how to do it. So you just one finger in each side, pull out and pull off. Now, if you try to grab it from the bottom or the top or something like that, it's not going to come off. But we just want to pull those off and get them out of our way. Now we're going to take these 4 screws completely out. And these actually already have the washers installed, but I'm going to go ahead and take them out just to show you. So whenever you get to this, the original time, there's not washers in there, but included in your installation kit are 12 washers. So when you go back with the door, you'll want to use the washer. I already have the washers installed, so I'm just going to put that back. And I'm going to put it back very loose. Not tight, just barely hand tight. And then I'm going to, of course, you're going to have to take them all out, put the washer in. But mine already have the washer, so I'm just going to loosen mine so I can show you how to level the door. Okay, now what that's going to do is free your door up to where you can adjust it and you can move it up or down according to how you want to level it. In your kit, I think a couple of these things. Okay. In your kit are these blocks, leveling blocks. And what you do is, while these are loose, you lift the side of the door. You don't have to lift it up very much, just maybe even like a quarter of an inch maybe. Lift it up, and this door's actually already been leveled, to be fair. So I'm not, let me see if I can, well, but what you're going to do, yours is probably going to be a little tighter. So you're going to put the leveling block in, and then you're going to kind of push on it to level it out. See what I'm doing right there? Be gentle with it because you don't want to bend anything. But you'll get to the point to where you can actually slide this and it'll touch both pieces of the freezer. And don't forget, this one doesn't have the top seal because we only put the front on. But you'll have the top seal here also. So that's what's keeping the air in. But use these leveling blocks on both sides, and once you get it leveled, this one might be a better example because see how the block's not fitting in, but it fits in here. So what I want to do is lift up on this, then I want to put the leveling block in, and push back down, and now you can see how it's tight all the way through. And if you may need to leave that in if it's still holding weight. Then what you do, now you've got it leveled on both sides. This side's leveled. Now you just tighten the screws back up. And then test your door and make sure that it's opening and closing the way you want it to, and that it's sealing. I'll spin it back around. So let's check it out. And if you look at how this seal is catching this other seal, and if you look in there, especially since we just had the front one on, you can see how it's protecting you from losing any air from your freezer. So, very important part right there. And then so next, obviously, we need to put these back on for time's sake, I'm just going to leave them. Next thing. Alright, so we've done everything. We've got the liner installed. Make sure push everything down. Make sure everything's nice and tight. If you look, the water level stickers are in place, so just be careful about overfilling it, because when you're getting in and out, you're going to splash water everywhere. It's not a big deal, but you're going to have to clean it up. So so everything's in. So you put the water in, put your controller on, and your water filter, osmosis, whatever you're using, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Articoplungeliner.shop. We'll see you there.